So I used to think that my wife and I were just really bad at communicating with each other, which was very frustrating because it seemed like I was so good about communicating with other people. I was great at communicating with other people. So how come I was having such a hard time communicating with my wife? Right. And it turns out that it wasn't really a communication problem. It was actually a problem with my personal emotional intelligence. Okay. It is impossible to have good communication with your wife when you lack emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence needs to come first, and then great communication skills. So let me give you an example of that. So what an emotionally intelligent person does is somebody who is able to think and to understand where their wife is coming from and communicate accordingly. Like, for example, a problem we would have is, after a long, hard day at work, I would just be so overwhelmed that I needed just time to relax and decompress. And I would come home and the house would be wild and crazy. The kids would be running around. And so I would just go and disappear, right, for like a good 30 minutes or so. And it would cause fights and it would cause frustrations and a breakdown in communication. And I learned all I had to do in those moments, in those hard times, I had to defer to my partner a little better, which means communication, setting things up, just being like, shooting a text like, hey, honey, I had a really hard, long day today. I just need an extra 30 minutes to decompress today. And she'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Opposed to me just showing up and disappearing, right? That's just an example. There's times where she texts me and she's like, hey, I just need a break. Okay, when you come home, can you please just take the baby, or can you please just do this? And she set me up. So when I come home, I know what to expect. I know what I'm going to do. So my wife in that moment used emotional intelligence to determine, hey, I need help. And I'm going to defer to my husband before he even gets home. And I'm going to let him know what's up. There's times where she tries to call me when I'm at work and it's busy. So I just decline the call, right? Instead of taking 2 seconds to write a text saying, hey, honey, it's really busy at work right now. I really can't answer the phone. I'll give you a call when I can. Okay, it takes 2 seconds, right? So that is using emotional intelligence to become a good communicator, right? So it's not necessarily a breakdown in your guys' communication. It might just be as simple as using a little bit of emotional intelligence.